Ever feel like your career journey could use, like a little boost?
A nudge in the right direction, maybe.
Exactly.
Well, you're in luck because today's deep dive is all about RoleCatcher.
RoleCatcher, yeah. It's this website, and it's designed to help you navigate, well, the sometimes bumpy road of career development, you could say.
And we're not just talking about your run-of-the-mill job hunting site here.
Oh, no, definitely not.
RoleCatcher, it's like, it goes way beyond that. They've got a whole treasure trove of resources, from AI-powered interview prep
Which, whoa, that's a whole other level.
to a database, get this, bursting with millions of employers.
Seriously.
Yeah.
That's a lot of employers.
It's massive.
It's like having, like a personal career coach, but like in your back pocket, always there.
Always on call. Exactly.
But, and here's where it gets really interesting.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
They have, among their like 3,000 career guides, one in particular that, well, it caught our eye.
Okay.
Cattle Pedicure.
Cattle Pedicure.
Yep.
Now, that's not something you come across every day.
I don't know about you, but that's not a career path you hear about, like at the dinner table.
It really highlights how RoleCatcher really wants you to think outside the box,
Totally.
Explore those unconventional career paths.
Right, like cattle pedicure. But before we, like, dive headfirst into the world of hooves and hoof care and all that,
Yeah, let's take a step back.
let's unpack what makes RoleCatcher itself so unique.
Absolutely, because it's not just about, finding the most unusual job title.
Right, exactly.
It's about having these resources, these tools that can help anyone, no matter their field.
So while the idea cattle pedicure, it's fascinating, it's intriguing, we want to understand those core features that make RoleCatcher valuable for anyone navigating their career.
Absolutely. And I think one of the standout features, really, is their AI-powered interview practice.
Oh, yeah, that's the one.
Imagine getting feedback on your interview skills, but from an AI.
Okay, that sounds kind of sci-fi, but go on.
It analyzes your tone, how fast you're talking, even the actual content of your answers.
Hold on. So it's not just like, oh, did you remember to say thank you at the end? It's actually like deep diving into what you're saying.
Exactly.
That's wild.
It's like having this, like you said, this virtual career coach there, giving you personalized insights just to help you, ace that interview.
See, that's what I'm talking about. It's one thing to like practice interview questions in the mirror, right? But to have an AI analyze your every word,
Your delivery.
that's next level preparation.
It is. And it doesn't even stop there. RoleCatcher also has this huge, massive database.
Okay, how massive are we talking?
Over 9 million employers.
9 million.
9 million.
That's a lot of zeros.
It is a lot of potential employers, for sure.
So we're not just talking about like, companies you'd recognize off the bat.
No.
This is like the whole shebang.
It's everything. And it's not just about how many companies are in there either. It's about the depth of information.
Okay, so tell me more about that. What kind of info are we talking about?
You can look into company cultures, get a feel for it,
Oh, interesting.
see what the salary ranges look like. You can even connect with people who actually work there.
Get the inside scoop.
Exactly. So it's less about just, blindly sending out resumes.
The dreaded resume blast.
Yeah, and more about finding the right fit for you.
So you're not just finding a job, you're finding a company, a culture that like you vibe with.
That you can really see yourself in.
That's huge. Okay, but let's circle back for a second.
Okay.
Those cattle pedicurists.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
We can't forget about them.
They're waiting for us.
What do they even do? Is it as straightforward as it sounds?
Well, I wouldn't say, straightforward exactly.
Oh,
It's
wait.
definitely more than, just a quick trim and polish.
So it's not just your average pedicure, huh?
Right. Like RoleCatcher describes it, cattle pedicurists are more like hoof health specialists, I guess you could say.
Hoof health specialist.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're out there, trimming and shaping hooves, of course. But also they have to deal with, treating hoof diseases.
Oh, wow. So they need to be like knowledgeable about all kinds of hoof ailments and stuff?
Exactly. Think
Yeah.
about it. You're
Yeah.
dealing with hoof rot, infections, all sorts of things.
Okay. Yeah, that's definitely beyond my pedicure skill set.
Right. Yeah.
So it sounds like this is like a very hands-on, very specialized type of role.
For sure.
So what kind of person would be drawn to a career like that, would you say?
Well, according to all the research that RoleCatcher's done, it seems like, cattle pedicurists, they really need to be comfortable with a certain kind of work environment.
Okay. What do you mean?
Well, for one thing, you're working with large animals,
Oh, right. Yeah. Duh.
which that alone,
Not for the faint of heart.
exactly, but also often in unpredictable outdoor settings.
So we're talking mud, rain, maybe even snow.
Oh, absolutely, and
Oh.
probably a good dose of,
No.
yeah, let's just say it.
Got to keep it real.
And you've got to have some serious people skills.
Oh, how so?
Well, you're dealing with clients, right? Farmers, ranchers, and they're concerned about their animals, maybe stressed out.
Right. These are their livelihoods we're talking.
Exactly. So you need that blend of, physical stamina.
Being able to handle whatever Mother Nature throws at you.
Exactly. Plus the technical expertise of, hoof care.
Knowing your stuff.
And then those good old-fashioned people skills just to, put everyone at ease.
Almost like you're a hoof therapist, in a way.
Yeah, I like that hoof therapist. But yeah, it's clear that this isn't a career you just, fall into.
Definitely not. So what I find so interesting about all this is that, RoleCatcher, they really give you those specifics,
The nitty-gritty.
Yeah, because it's one thing to say, oh, I love animals, right? But it's another entirely to understand, like, the actual day-to-day realities.
Absolutely, and that's what sets RoleCatcher apart, I think.
How so?
They don't just give you some vague job description and a maybe salary range.
Which, let's be real, a lot of job sites, that's all they give you.
Right. But RoleCatcher, they delve into, the core knowledge you need,
Okay.
the actual skills required, even suggesting, specific certifications, professional development opportunities.
Wow, so it's almost like they shadowed a cattle pedicurist for, a month.
I know, right?
And they're just, giving you all the insider tips.
Exactly. And they outline potential career stages, too.
Oh, interesting. Tell me more about that.
So they'll show you, what an entry-level position looks like.
Okay.
But then they'll also map out, how you could potentially progress to, say, managing a team of cattle pedicurists.
So you could become, the cattle pedicure kingpin.
Or queen.
Or queen. You heard it here first. But really, it's showing that, career journeys, they're not always linear.
Exactly. You could start out trimming hooves and end up, running your own hoof care empire.
The hoof care industry is ripe for the taking, I tell you.
It is. But even if you're not, planning to trade in your desk job for a pair of hoof clippers anytime soon.
Which, fair enough, it's a very specific career path.
There's a lot we can learn from this, just from this one example.
Okay, what do you mean? What can we learn?
Well, think about the skills that cattle pedicurists need to have, right?
Yeah.
Adaptability, for one.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
They're dealing with different animals, different hoof conditions, the weather's always changing.
That's a very dynamic work environment.
It is, and that kind of adaptability, that translates beautifully to, fast-paced work environments.
Okay, so even if you're not dealing with literal hooves, being able to think on your feet, that's always useful.
Exactly, or roles that require you to, be quick on your toes and adjust to new information quickly.
Makes sense.
So it's not just about the hooves, it's about being resourceful, being able to adjust your approach based on whatever's thrown your way.
Which, honestly, that's a skill a lot of us could probably use a little more of, am I right?
Oh, absolutely. And don't forget about those problem-solving skills.
Oh, right. Cattle pedicurists. They're not just hoof technicians.
Yeah.
They're hoof problem solvers.
Exactly. They're using those problem-solving muscles with every single hoof they treat.
So walk me through that. How does that play out in their day-to-day?
Well, each animal, a unique puzzle, right?
Okay.
Each hoof, it presents its own challenges, and the cattle pedicurists, they have to analyze the situation, figure out what's going on, and then determine the best way to fix it.
So we're talking critical thinking skills here.
Big time. And those skills, they're valuable in any profession, I'd say.
Totally. I mean, you're constantly faced with problems that need solving, decisions that need making.
Right, no matter what you do.
Whether you're troubleshooting a technical issue or, strategizing a new marketing campaign or, I don't know, baking a cake.
There's always a problem to solve.
Always. And don't even get me started on communication.
Oh, right. That's huge.
A good cattle pedicurist, they can't just be whispering sweet nothings to the hooves.
Although that might calm the cows down.
Maybe, but no. They need to be able to, effectively communicate with their human clients.
Which, let's be real, that can be the trickiest part sometimes.
Totally. So tell me more about that. What kind of communication skills are we talking about here?
Well, for one, they need to be able to explain, sometimes complex hoof care procedures, right?
Okay.
But they have to do it in a way that, anyone can understand, even if they've never even seen a cow up close.
So no technical jargon.
Keep it simple, but also reassuring. Right.
Right, because you're dealing with people's livelihoods, their animals, emotions are running high.
Exactly. So being able to communicate clearly, calmly, and build that trust, that's essential.
And that's key, right?
Oh, for sure.
Being able to, like, break down something complex and make it understandable.
Especially when, the well-being of an animal is on the line.
Exactly.
There's a lot riding on it, both for the animal and the person who owns them.
It's about trust, ultimately, isn't it?
100%, yeah.
And that takes communication skills, knowing how to talk to people, no matter the situation.
Which, it makes you think, right? RoleCatcher, it might seem at first glance like it's all about, finding that perfect job title.
Right.
But it's also about, like, equipping you with the skills, the knowledge to really thrive in any career.
Even if that career has zero to do with, cattle hooves.
Exactly. And maybe that's the real takeaway here,
What do you mean?
It's not just about the specific job you're looking for. It's about uncovering those hidden talents, those skills you might not even realize you have.
Okay, so it's like RoleCatcher saying, hey, we're going to help you figure out what you're good at, and then we're going to give you the tools to actually use those skills.
Right. And to use them in a way that, feels fulfilling.
So you're not just going through the motions. You're actually, like, finding something you connect with.
Yes.
Which, who knew? A deep dive into a career resource would have us, like, drawing inspiration from cattle pedicurists.
Right. Talk about thinking outside the box.
Seriously.
Yeah.
But that's the beauty of it, isn't it? Like, you never know where you're going to find these little nuggets of wisdom.
Absolutely. And it just goes to show sometimes the most unexpected places hold the most valuable insights.
Totally. So for anyone listening out there, if you're feeling, maybe a little stuck, a little uninspired, or even just curious about, like, what else is out there,
It's worth a look, for sure.
check out RoleCatcher. Their whole approach, the AI tools, the in-depth resources, it might be just the thing you need,
That little push to get you moving.
to launch your career to new heights.
Exactly.
And hey, you never know. You might even find yourself drawn to the fascinating world of cattle pedicure.
Stranger things have happened.
But even if hoof care isn't your calling, the skills and knowledge you gain through exploring RoleCatcher, those are transferable. Those can benefit you in any field. So go out there, explore those career paths. You might be surprised at what you discover.